Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is the Fight Insight Podcast. I'm Timmy B, the host, along with my friend, co-host, UFC veteran, all-around badass Brian Bam Bam Barberina.
Woo! Happy to be here again. Timmy B, let's go. Hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fight Insight Podcast.
Bam Bam, when we last had this guest on the podcast 3 years ago, it was like such an honor of mine to meet her. It was so cool. And then she went on to have one of the best performances of her life when she beat Miesha Tate, and it was incredible. Look, I take all the credit for that win, Bam Bam. But let me tell you about this guest, okay? And I'm going to bring her in as I do the intro, Bam
She's
Bam.
very special person to me and my family.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, I got to hear
She's
about
a great
this story.
friend.
Look, this guest right here that you see, she is the former Alaska FC featherweight champion, the former ACF featherweight champion, the inaugural Invicta FC bantamweight champion, a one-time UFC Fight of the Night bonus winner, the UFC flyweight title challenger, and a former one-time Fight Insight podcast guest. She next fights her final fight of her UFC contract, Bam Bam, at UFC Lewis versus Teixeira this Saturday, July 12th. She's cutting weight right now. She's eating some salmon. This makes her 15th UFC fight and 11 years with the promotion. This is Lucky Lauren Murphy. Welcome back, Lauren.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. That was quite the introduction. I like that. Thank
Man.
you.
You have
High
so many
accolades. So many
accolades.
Yes.
I had to start scrolling with all the accolades. Look, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you back. It's been 3 years since we last talked.
That's crazy. I know it's been so long since I fought, and like, yeah, I really wasn't sure if I was going to come back, but things just seemed to line up, and I had such a hard loss when I fought Andrade. It was like I really didn't want to leave on that note, and so I decided to do one more fight. I do have 2 fights left on my contract, so this will fulfill one of them. But I really I wanted to retire as a UFC fighter. You know what I mean? And it
Yeah.
was like I don't want to fight out my contract, and I don't want to pursue the championship anymore. I want to do a retirement fight, retire as a UFC fighter, like everything that you just listed. I feel super proud of. I'm really happy about, and yeah, I'm just gonna go get a really dominant win, hopefully get a finish, and call it good.
Yeah, that's
That's it.
awesome, Lauren. I mean,
Yeah.
you see plenty of fighters out there thinking when's going to be the last one, or continue to push to have another. Did it really take some time to sit back and kind of think about, really putting down the gloves and having this final fight?
No, after I lost to Jessica Andrade, I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna fight again. Like that. I mean, that was like a nightmare. That was like living in a nightmare when I lost to her. And so at first I was like, no, I don't want to fight like after I'm 40. Like I'm not trying to be the like old lady fucking division. Like I didn't want to be like a spokesperson for the elderly in the UFC,
Yeah.
but I started training, and I've always been training and
Yeah.
staying in the gym and stuff. And I just really didn't want to leave on that note. I felt like it was like, man, I'd kind of be like tucking my tail between my legs and like running away. And I was like, I don't want it to feel like that for me. Like, oh yeah, I suffered a hard loss and I quit. It was like, I really feel like a lot of like grit and perseverance has kind of defined my career. So I'd like to be able to pick myself up one more time, dust myself off, learn from my mistakes, come back better, put on a good performance, and then leave like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But my apologies. I thought this was the last fight on your UFC contract. And so I thought this was all kind of like culminating like that. How did people then know that this was your retirement fight? Did you announce that?
Yeah. I was like, okay. We told the matchmakers like I do want to do one more. It'll be my last one, but yeah, I just kind of announced it like that's what I want to do. I want to do one more fight. It's going to be my last one, and because it's like y'all said, like, so most fighters don't get to pick when their last fight is. Like, like the sport retires them before they're ready, or like there's injuries or whatever the case may be. Maybe they don't make it like as far as they wanted to or something. And I just feel really blessed that like I've had the career that I've had. I have a career waiting for me after my fight career. I own a couple businesses now. Like I own a house. Like my student loans were paid off, which was like it was one of my goals in fighting was like pay off my student loans. Um, I don't know. I feel like I've exceeded like all my own expectations, and like I said, I'm not. I don't feel like I'm in a position to chase the title anymore, but I do want to go out on like a good note and on my own terms.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've done so many great things for women's MMA. I mean, even just everything you've done has been amazing. I really hope, like, especially because you let them know, like, this is the last fight, I'm putting the gloves down. I hope you get like one of those videos that they do for some of the people. You know what I mean? Who, like absolutely, you should get one of those videos. Like, you deserve it. Like, so many times over. Like, it's definitely something they should be putting together for you. I'm gonna be freaking pissed off, and I'm gonna be kicking around and like yelling and going on social media and letting them have it on a rant or something if they don't do that for you. Because I mean, wow, what a career, what an amazing like journey you've had, even outside of the UFC, coming into the UFC. I mean, it's been amazing. They definitely should have a video ready for you. And I hope
That would be cool. That would be cool. But if they don't, I'll just pay somebody to make one.
Yeah. No, but okay, but hold on. Has anyone said anything about that? Did you tell them, hey, I want a video? Did you say anything?
No, you don't tell the UFC anything.
Yeah,
Nobody tells the UFC shit. Yeah. So I'm the fourth fight on the card. So honestly, I don't think they've put anything together, but I am getting like my USADA jacket or whatever. I've been tested 50 times.
Oh, awesome.
I've been clean my whole career.
Yeah.
I feel like my career kind of speaks for itself. I honestly don't need a video. Like I don't need their fucking validation for me to feel good about what I've done. Like
I get that. From the outside, though, I'm like, she needs it. She needs it. She deserves it. Like,
well, we'll put together a really good one, like, or I'll pay somebody that's good at that kind of stuff. We'll just have somebody make one, and then I can share it on social media, and way more people will see it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's honestly the truth, though, Lauren. Because I was going back to when we had you on the podcast before, and like this guy doesn't do his thing anymore. But this was the poster that he made for you at the time. Like, I shared that. But that was like MMA Social Squad, right? There's all these fans and stuff like that do cool stuff. So look, if you're a content creator out there, make some Lucky Lauren Murphy retirement videos, right? And put some stuff.
Let's go.
Maybe they're waiting. Maybe they're waiting for this big win so that they can add that to the stuff.
Yeah, add one more TKO to the highlight reel. Let's do it.
Yeah. There you go. Look, it's going to be big because do you feel like you're going to be emotional? Do you feel like you're going to tear up? Like what kind of person are you behind the scenes that would be?
No, I know that the way to win a fight is to be super focused. And so if I'm like, thinking about how this is the last one and this is the end and I'm never going to experience this again, then I'm not focused on what I need to do. Yeah. So, I think, I don't really think about it like that. It's like my main goal is to go out on a fucking win and beat this girl's ass, not like I'll enjoy the moment after I win. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I've stood in there enough times. I've heard Bruce Buffer announce me enough times that's not going to be like a novel. I mean, it's always cool, but it's not like a brand new thing, and I could celebrate whatever the 15 other times or 14 other times, 13 other times that he's done it. So like, I'm fine with like soaking it in like up to the day. And then, but really what I really want is like, after you win, it's like the best feeling ever. And if you lose, it's a fucking nightmare. If I lose this fight, it's like none of that fucking emotional shit walking out or like, this was my last fight. Like none of that is going to feel very good if I don't win. So, but when I do win, it's all going to be worth it. Then I'll let all the emotions come in and like enjoy seeing my name in the lights one more time and like hearing Bruce Buffer announce like however I win, and that'll be worth it.
It's going to be incredible. I mean, and just so that people know, this is the fight here. That's you against, I don't know why they call her Eduardo Ronda. That's her nickname, right? Ronda?
Yeah. Like, anyway. I don't know. Did the UFC? I don't think the UFC made that.
No? Okay, I don't know.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. I think some Brazilian made that.
It's pretty cool, though. But look, they haven't given you a schlub. They haven't given you a walkover. A win, a
No.
win, a win over this girl. I mean, if you dominantly beat this girl, does nothing change in your head, or you're committed? You're like, no, because like you beat this girl, you whoop her bad. People are
Yeah.
like, oh, wait a second.
Yeah, no, like I said, like I'm straight. Like I have a whole
Good,
life
good.
waiting for me that I literally put on hold just to come do this fight. So I'm a business owner in Houston. I love that business. I own a Deep End Fitness out there, and I
Yeah.
absolutely love what I do. We own a Henzo Gracie also, and I love being part of that. I miss my family. I miss my dogs. Like I miss Houston. I do all my training camps in Denver, and I love Denver, and I love training. I love being around those people, but I fucking miss home, and I can't wait to just go home and put on 15 pounds and smoke some weed and like lay around with my dogs and watch some movies and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I think in honor of Lucky Lauren's retirement fight, Bam Bam, I'm gonna go put on 15 pounds and smoke some weed. So
dude,
let's all put on 15 pounds
being
and smoke.
skinny's overrated, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
don't love it. It's
Tell
like
me
I'm in
about
good
it.
shape. Yeah, dude, I'm in good shape, but like, I could care less. Everybody I know is on a fucking diet trying to like lose 10, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why? Big butts are in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's what.
know. My butt's coming back, baby. No.
Let's go, baby.
I got the
So
weight on me right now to give some little bit. Woo.
That's what I'm saying, and it feels good, right? Like you
It does.
happy,
Yeah.
your wife
I
loves
am.
you. Like
Yeah.
it's fuck being skinny. It's
I don't.
not.
I don't need to be, fit anymore and in shape and anything to be impressed in anything or get ready for a fight right now. So,
Yeah,
I'm really enjoying it. That's for sure.
yeah,
but
and I
like
Just
feel like
living.
you proved everything you wanted to prove. Like you did everything you wanted to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you fought some tough people. You beat Robbie Lawler. Like you had a fight of the century with Vicente Luque. Like I'll never forget being at that fight live. To this day, that's my favorite fight I've ever seen live.
It's one of
Like
my
I
favorite
just.
fights.
do
It's
you know
just,
how many people
the last
Bam
6
Bam?
seconds, not so much, but
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Well,
not like the last couple seconds, but I don't
turn
yeah.
even
that
really think about
turn it
that
off
part,
by
you
then.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, turn it
Yeah.
off by then.
Yeah, for real. I don't even give a fuck about that part, honestly.
Yeah.
But it's so funny, Lauren, how many people we have on the podcast, and then they see Bam Bam on the screen, and they're like, "Dude, the Luque fight!" Like so many people have said it, Bam Bam. Like that fight really like stands out to so many people in their memories as like as a thing.
Yeah.
But Lauren, I will say that oftentimes I be a guest on other podcasts and stuff, and they talk to me about MMA. Like I go on like non-MMA podcasts, right, to shill my podcast.
Yeah.
And they'll say, like, what are some of your favorite fights? And many times I've brought up Lauren Murphy versus Misha Tate. Like,
Oh,
that
really?
was, dude, that was such a good fight, man. Like, it was so good.
Thank
And like
you.
your emotion in it, it was just, I just remember meeting you before that fight, and thinking, like, holy cow, this is a good fight. But then it delivered, man. What is
Yeah.
your favorite? You're going to get asked like a million repetitive questions over this week, I'm sure, by meeting. But I'm just going to ask it maybe first. What is your most memorable moment of your career? And why is it being on the Fight Insight podcast?
Well, because y'all ask the best questions, clearly.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually have a lot of favorites. Like I fought in Alaska and it was like my third fight and I was hella scared of this girl that I was going to fight. I was really terrified and I hadn't been training very long and I was like a big underdog. And I think that might be the bravest I ever was like when I fought her because I was so scared and I beat her ass bad and I TKO'd her and it was amazing. It was like the best feel. It was like something out of a movie. And then same thing when I fought Andrea Lee. Like I was terrified to fight and just not to even to fight, but I was like, wow, this girl could hurt me. Like she hits hard, she kicks hard, like she could finish me. Um, and I just remember like I mean, I was brave. I got to be brave and I wore my whole heart on my sleeve and like had an absolute war with her that I was just so proud of. I was so proud that I like didn't quit and I hung in with her and like we were both contending for like a position in the top 5 at the time and so it was just a big moment, it was really cool. I'll never forget fighting Valentina. Like I don't love that way that fight went. This is probably how maybe you feel about the Luque fight, but I'm
Yeah.
like proud that I got to fight her. And I think I learned more from fighting Valentina. Like she taught me more about fighting in those 20 minutes than I think anybody ever has in my whole career. Like she was so focused and um yeah, there's no other word for it. She just had this laser like focus that was amazing. And she taught me how to do that. If I hadn't fought her, I never would have beat Misha. And
Yeah.
so, and then of course beating Misha Tate, like beating a former champion and an icon and a legend was like, yeah, it was amazing. Like, so I have a lot of favorites, but I say those are my top four.
We got it. We know
Perfect.
which one is
Yeah.
number one, Lauren. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Speaking about how your fight and your career and all that, we did have a question that was written in. How has Deep End Fitness helped you prepare? Winky face.
Oh, yes, I love that. I bet I know who sent that in. Yeah, so Deep End Fitness is a program. It's an aquatic fitness program, but it's a lot of like being able to work under pressure and staying calm when you want to panic. And that can like bleed into anything, but it really teaches you how to focus and like not quit until the job is done. It's like like you might feel a certain way, but you have a task to accomplish, and being able to focus on the task despite how you're feeling is something that I think a lot of people don't get to practice very often. They kind of let their emotions really rule over them and take over and dictate the way that they're going to act. And something that like deep end fitness or meditation or like fighting or any kind of form of mindfulness can teach you is that like your emotions don't have to dictate how you act.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it. I mean, Deep End Fitness does that, and it gets you in really fucking good shape, like just amazing shape, and it's really fun. Like it's hella fun. It's good for your joints. It's good for inflammation. Like it's just really good for you. It's good for your CO2 tolerance.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely like low impact training, right? But obviously you're doing a lot of work in that. I
Yeah.
was actually going to ask you how much did you do that? Did you do that all throughout camp and everything too?
Yeah, I try to swim at least once a week. And sometimes they don't even have to be very hard swims, just by like holding your breath and being underwater. You can still get a lot of the same benefits. He's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really low impact, but the CO2 tolerance is something that is like now it's kind of making a big like it's making a big splash in the fitness scene. People are like getting all jacked up about CO2 tolerance right now and how it can be beneficial to athletes. And that's something that Deep End Fitness been known for a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've had that on lock for a couple years now. But it really is a big deal. CO2 tolerance like helps you manage like the fight or flight in you. It helps you manage like how you spend your adrenaline. Yeah, it's a really big practice in mindfulness, like being underwater when you can't breathe. If you have a task to do, you have to decide, like, am I going to panic and make this worse, or am I going to focus on the task and get it done efficiently? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's pretty crazy.
I
I don't know
definitely would
what
love to do some of that.
I don't know what happened with my internet there. I apologize. I'm back. It's still recording, so we're good. What the hell is this though? I thought did you explain it while I was gone? Because I thought when she said deep end fitness, I thought it was just like a pool place where you're doing pool. What are you doing? They're drowning you, and then they're like, you have
Yeah,
to
it's like
solve a
getting
lock.
through drowning, swimming, and
No, like what?
Yeah.
Like what exactly are you doing? It's not swimming, obviously. Like what are you doing?
It is. It's kind of swimming. So we get a lot of non-swimmers that come. We get people that are afraid of the water. We get triathletes that can swim, but maybe their like swim times aren't very good. We get guys that are going into the military and they want to do like a special ops pipeline, but they need to improve their like swim qualifications. Hold on, let me answer this text real quick.
okay.
But wait, do you understand what she's doing?
Yeah. I
And so
follow it already, so
yeah,
Oh,
I think there's one in Nashville. Like I think there's one in
oh,
Nashville. Where are you living now, B?
I'm in North Carolina.
Oh, you're in North Carolina. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if there is one out there yet, but so basically we do an introduction with everybody where we see where they're at, and then we help them learn like the bare basics. How do you hold your breath underwater, which a lot of people surprisingly can't do. How to like exhale underwater, which a lot of people, just the breath control, people struggle with. We teach them how to float. We talk about how to tread. We teach them how to swim underwater, hold their breath, look where they're going, be efficient underwater so that they don't spend a lot of energy. And those can be like, those are cool fitness skills, but they're actually like life saving skills, like
Yeah.
just learning how to float and how to tread water can literally save your life. And I say this like Houston or at least Central Texas, like just had a huge flood that killed over 100 people.
crazy.
The body count is still rising. And it's not to say that like Deep End Fitness would have like saved their lives, but there is an element of being comfortable in water where you're not going to panic should something happen, like a flash flood or you fall in, or like maybe you're on the outskirts, maybe you just at the beach with your kids, you can't get in the water with them because you're afraid to swim. Like it can actually be a really life limiting thing if you're not comfortable in water. So so we get people comfortable in the water first, and then we start doing really cool shit with them. We'll have them like carry weights underwater, which is a lot of fun. It's like working out on the moon. You're like weightless. You get to go do cool stuff. We'll have them like play games underwater, like rock paper scissors or tic tac toe. We have like blocks that they can build with, and so we'll give them certain shapes to build underwater, and that's the task portion of it. So you get a task to do, and then you have to stay focused on that task. And you go into a fight or flight state when you're underwater. Your brain knows that you're in a space where you can't breathe, and so alarm bells start going off really quickly, and you kind of learn how to override those, relax into the panic, like feel what you're feeling, know that thoughts are just thoughts and that you can still accomplish whatever task you're putting your mind to. So it's really interesting the way that it works. And in that process, you get in really good shape. You meet really cool people. You have a lot of fun. It's super low impact on your joints. So we get a lot of like injured people that come in and they can't run or they can't like lift, and so they'll come and swim with us instead. And like it's just really cool. I love it.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
That sounds
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. Are you an owner of this business, or you just go there?
I own all the ones in Houston.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
okay. Well, now I'm going to send you my bill for cutting that promo then. Because
yeah.
but that's honestly that's so cool though,
It's
Lauren.
a nationwide program.
So the ones that open up other places and stuff, do you have like do you like help them get started or anything like that, or is it completely separate?
If they ask, like I'll give them advice, but like they're completely separate. They're owned by different people. And then like we do collaborate a lot though. It's a cool company because we all get to like look at each other's stuff and like if there's one, I think there is one in Nashville somewhere, and maybe I'll write to them and be like, hey, that's a cool game that you guys played. Can you like tell me more about it? Or like I'll see them doing certain activities and it's just a lot of fun. So like
how did you get into this? Like, how did you find it?
So it started in California, and there was like Liz Carmouche was doing it, and Alima Leigh McFarlane, and I followed both of them, and I saw what they were doing, and they both always had really good cardio. I loved watching Alima Leigh fight. Like, she was just a monster at the time. She was like a longtime Bellator champion, and one day she posted doing a 4-minute breath hold, and I was like, I didn't even know that was possible, and she put it on like an Instagram thing so that like you could see the time and everything. And I was like, that is fucking crazy. And so sorry, I don't know, I hope I could swear. I was like, that is crazy. But I was like, I wish we had that. Like, I was living in Arizona at the time, and I was like, man, I wish we had something like that in Phoenix. Like, it looks like I love to swim in my camps, and I know it gets you in good shape, but what she was doing was like a whole other level. And so after I lost to Jessica, I went back to Houston, and I was like, I called them up and I was like, hey, how do I start this in Houston? Like, how can I bring it out here? And they were like, yeah, like, let us give you the blueprint. And so it came together really quickly. And now I have a partner who owns 50% of the company, and he's like a former recon Marine. He taught at the dive school for like 11 years. So he really works with like the military hopefuls, and he came in with so many good ideas and like a whole new perspective. So I love working with athletes and beginners. That's like my shit, is working with the athletes and beginners. And then he loves working with athletes in the military. And so, I mean, he's good with beginners too. Like, we'll, but like, just we have our specialties, and he's been such a compliment to like everything that I'm not good at, he could pick up. And then areas that I'm really good in, like I can help him with. So it's just been it all kind of came together like this, honestly. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, hold on. I'm on your Instagram and trying to find, but you follow like 1,000 Deep End Fitness. Which one are you?
No,
we're Deep End Fitness HTX.
No, but I'm saying, but she follows a bunch of them. Oh, you're the HTX one.
Yeah.
It says owner on her profile.
Yeah, that's right.
Look, All right, here's a question for you, Lucky Lauren Murphy. How many times did Timmy B fail tadpoles as a child?
I don't even know what tadpoles is.
Who's Timmy B?
I am. For fuck's sakes. Get off the street.
He's Timmy B.
You're Timmy B.
How many times did I fail tadpoles? Tadpoles is like the beginner, like the most basic swimming class. You know.
I'm gonna say 4.
Holy crap! You're right. I failed 4 times.
Nice.
And then my parents had to pull me out because they were so embarrassed, and they sent me to private lessons because I was so
Oh,
bad
really?
at swimming. Oh, I'm a terrible swimmer.
Terrible. Well, see, the good thing about deep end fitness is it's not really swimming.
Yeah.
Like fear of water though. Like if you
are you afraid of the water?
Not now. It's not that bad, but it's
not that bad.
I'm not a good swimmer.
Like, we get a lot of people we get a ton of people that come in and they're like, I'm afraid of the water. I don't love swimming. Please help me, you know? And they understand it's like a safety issue. And so, like those people actually love it because they can come in and it's not really swimming. Like it's really not. It's you could do so much cool shit underwater and you're weightless and you feel good. And then it's like you start to just see little improvements everywhere that maybe you never would have thought. Like
that's awesome.
We're even a thing, you know. It's like I didn't even know that walking with weights underwater was going to be so much fun. But it's like we started doing flips with them and jumping off ledges with them and like landing in cool ways. We like, you know, do these games like we'll play charades underwater. Somebody goes underwater and they like do something and the rest of the team has like their face in the water and they come up and you have to like guess who they are or what they're doing. It's just it's like a blast, you know.
That's awesome.
It's so crazy. Like I can see how happy you are about this and see how great this is. And it sounds incredible for fighters. Like you're saying how it helped you with your fighting because of the pressure and stuff. I can totally see that. So like if you are in the Houston, Texas area, go hit up Lucky Lauren Murphy and go do this, man, because like it can only make you a better fighter, right? Like that's very cool.
Any sport, really. Like we can complement, and that's the cool thing about it is it's not a sport unto itself. It's like a very nice supplement for any sport. So, like I said, we get a lot of triathletes too, because their swim times are low, and they're like they kill it at the run and the bike, but then they get in the water and they're like and there's like in open water especially, they're getting kicked in the face, and people are swimming right next to them, and like they just learn how to kind of control that panic response so they don't gas out right away.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Incredible.
Look,
I like that a lot.
Thank you for coming to the Deep End podcast. Just change it all. No, okay, but here's a few things. We're gonna be seeing you like on fight week. We're gonna see you in the media days and the things like that. And I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of media because this is your retirement fight, so it's gonna have some hype around it. Just so that we can laugh when people are asking you questions. What is the question that you're gonna hate people asking you?
Oh.
Did we ask it already?
No, you guys always ask good questions. They're always like people always say like, how do you see this fight going? They always fucking ask that, and it's like, you dumb motherfucker. Obviously, I see myself winning. Hello, what? You know what I mean? Like, they always say that. How do you see this fight going?
Right.
I hate that fucking question.
Yeah.
What about retirement wise? What is the question that you're gonna hate answering?
I really don't like it. Like when people, let's see. I really can't think of one, honestly. Like I said, I wasn't stoked about being like the spokesperson for old women in the UFC, but I have a response for that. And so if somebody mentions my age, I'm going to say age doesn't matter. Like the mind is the athlete, you know, and the body is just the vehicle it uses. And so my body's in really good shape and my mind is very strong. So I feel like I can compete with anybody today, you know. Not as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was.
Perfect. That is the best answer.
Killing it. I mean, look, honestly, though, you are looking super jacked. Like this is this is Tuesday when we're recording it, but I mean, you're looking like ripped right now.
Yeah.
So looking very good. Feeling good, feeling healthy, and I'm happy for you. Is there anything that you would really want people to ask you? Like, is there a question that you're like, I hope they ask me this because I do want to get this out, whether it's in the cage afterwards or behind the scenes? Is there anything that you really want to get out?
I love it when people ask me like about my favorite moments, you know, like I love to talk about like the things I'm really proud of. I think that it always surprises people when I'm like, one of my like most favorite fight moments was in Alaska when I was like 2-0, you know. I was like, really? I'm like, yeah, because of the way I felt, you know, like what that fight meant to me at the time. was so big. It was my whole life. And so, yeah, just being able to like, you know what? I hope somebody asked me is like, are you still learning? And I'm still learning. You know what I learned this camp? I learned that a warm up is really important. I have never really considered a warm up very fucking important. And this camp, I started warming up before my practices, like a good warm up, and it's changed everything. Let me tell you. So don't know why I wasn't doing that the whole time, but like
a little bit late for a 15-fight UFC veteran to be learning that, but you know, I guess we all learn things at a different pace. Yeah. Bam Bam, I know that you love Lauren. You were saying before she got on, like how important she was. Is there anything that you want to say to her before we let her go?
Nothing. I love you, Lauren. And
I love you too,
really,
B. I'm so glad that like our paths crossed, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you guys are like family. You, Joe, everything. Like, you guys are family to us, and you know we really love you guys. And you're always been an inspiration. Always love cheering you on and following you and everything too. And so happy for you guys and everything you're doing in your lives right now. And man, it's just great. And I'm glad. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it.
Dude, likewise. You know, we feel the same way about you, Diana, Tevia, the boys. Like, yeah, you're always going to be like welcome in our home and in our hearts. So we've been planning a vacation for like 10 years with the Barbarinas. We have yet to do it, but like I think this is the time.
There you go. It's all coming around. Lauren, I do want to ask you one final question before I let you go.
Sure.
But before I ask that, will we still see you competing in BJJ and things like that? Because I know you've been doing that for the last year and so, right? So, okay, my fighting career is done. And since you're still locked in a contract, I guess we're not going to see you dirty boxing or anything stupid like that.
No.
Right? But BJJ is still on the board. We're still going to see you doing that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. There, I'll be happy to represent the old ladies. Master 4, baby. Let's go.
Very, very cool. Before I ask you my final question, is there anything that you want to say to the fans, viewers, and listeners of the podcast?
I just hope that y'all remember me for having like a lot of grit, a big heart, and for, you know, persevering. Like I failed plenty of times on a big stage, but I like to think I always picked myself up and dusted myself off and came back stronger. And I just feel like that's really what fighting's all about. And so I hope that's what people remember me for.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do think so, Lauren. Like you've given so many people so many incredible memories, right? Like with all the things that you've done in your career, it's absolutely incredible. And you've always been such a good person, man. Like just the way that you represent yourself, such a good person with you and your husband, and like and the story that you have, the background and everything. You're just so inspiring. I do want to say, I know you're very busy with all your businesses and all the stuff that you do, and your vacation with the Barbarinas coming up. But TED Talks, Lauren Murphy.
Hey.
Like if you're not doing motivational TED Talks and stuff like that to people, like that doesn't take a lot, even if you do just a couple a year. I really think people would benefit from that.
A couple a year. That's ambitious. I don't even know what I would say. Like I'd be like, hey, kids, do drugs and fuck your life up and then fight to get it all back together. Like, I don't know. I don't even know how that would go.
Good message. I don't know. The parents may not pay for that ticket, but you know. But come on. But honestly, you have such an inspiring story from where you come from and everything you've done and everything you've achieved and now where you are and just so how happy you are. People can take a lot from that.
You are so inspiring.
Really, you know what I will say? I'm very happy with how I played the hand that I was dealt. I think I played it really well. So
that's the title of your book.
Yeah.
Lucky Lauren, man, there's so much that you could do. There's so much that you can achieve. I'm very excited to see wherever life takes you. And thank you so much for joining the podcast for a second time.
Yeah, hopefully thank you for having me on.
Hopefully it's still not the last. And the next time you need to cut a promo for your businesses, please come on here and we'll record it for you. Last question. I don't think I asked this for you last time because it's something that we now ask all our guests on the show. And so I want to ask it to you. And this might be a perfect time to ask it, but Lucky Lauren Murphy, it's a question my mom used to ask me almost every day of my life growing up. On a scale of 1 to 10, how happy are you?
How happy am I?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, I got to put it at least like a 13.
Oh!
All right.
I
like the number.
Anything about that number for you?
13 is real lucky. It's a real lucky number.
There you go. And why are you so happy? I mean, or like if you want to expand upon it at all.
Just I've had an incredible life. Like if I died tomorrow, I'd be like, hell yeah, dude. Like I did everything I ever wanted. Like I feel like I'm 100%er, you know, everything I do in my life, I try to do 100%. I'm proud. I'm just really proud of like who I've become. I love my family. I like I have a great husband. I live in a great home. Like I'm surrounded by good people and I don't know. I don't that like that's wealth. I'm so wealthy in that aspect that
Yeah.
yeah, to have people like Brian and Aurora and like Carrington Banks and like just these good people that are in my life. Like I just couldn't honestly, I couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
I'm happy. I'm
That's
happy
Yeah.
for
great.
you, Lauren.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Congratulations.
So
Thank you so much for spending all this time with us. I really appreciate it. It's
Yes.
fight week for you, so I know you're very busy. Can I say also, I'm very happy that your last fight is not in the Apex. I would have like
Yeah.
lost
Oh
my
my
mind.
gosh. And Bruce Buffer's announcing, which I'm so pumped
awesome.
about. Yeah.
Nice.
Good.
Good.
So
I'm very happy for you that you get the most fantastic send off possible. So
Yeah.
go make it happen on Saturday. We'll be watching. We'll be cheering
Absolutely.
you on, of course.
Absolutely.
Lauren.
yes,
Thank you
sir.
so
Will be.
much.
Thanks,
Thank you
Lauren.
guys.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.
Bye.
All right, Bam Bam. That is lucky Lauren Murphy. Look, I'm so happy to have
Yes.
her back for the second time. And I'm happy that you were here, man.
Yeah, she's
Can-
the best. She's the best. I love to talk to Lauren. It's great to catch up with her.
How
She's- I
often
mean,
do you talk with her normally?
Off and on all the time, you know.
Oh,
We're
really?
constantly keeping in touch on Instagram, texting a little bit
Nice.
here and there, you know. Especially like we see things on the story or something like that, we'll reply, and then it kind of,
Okay.
you know, extends on and everything. But it's every time we talk, it's like we never stopped talking. You know what I mean?
Nice.
It's like it's one of those relationships.
How long had you trained with her? Like when back in the day at the MMA lab, how much did you train with her?
I mean, every day, really.
No, but like years and years, or like what? How long?
Oh yeah, it was years. I don't even remember how long I've been at the lab or what is at the lab for, but the whole time I was at the lab, you know, she came and everything. So she's she's always been close. Like her husband Joe, he's awesome. Like he's a great human being, great person. He's so cool too. So I train with him too. Also, he trained there. You know, he does a lot of BJJ now.
Yeah.
And but they were just family friends too. Like my wife, great friends with Lauren. You know, my wife talks to Lauren too, or whatever. We talk with Joe.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
it's, you know, it's one of those things, one of those relationships where they're just like they're both really good people, and there are people, you know, like
Yeah,
they just flow together well.
I mean, like, I will say, literally everybody we keep meeting that is friends with you, that are through that MMA lab or through your associations with Asheville or what, you know, ATT Asheville or whatever it is, it's always like good people, man. You seem to always surround yourself with good people. We're gonna double that up. And I know that we are now the official Deep End Fitness podcast, but we may also be the official MMA Lab podcast, because next week on the podcast, Bam Bam, it is confirmed, but we are having the man come back, the man who takes his career to the next level, man, in
Awesome.
Marcus McGee, the Maniac Marcus McGee, as he fights Petr Yan.
Heck yeah.
Maniac McGee next week. Friends of the podcast update. What do I want to say here? Rageworks Podcast Network, obviously go check them out, rageworksnetwork.com. It's an audio podcast that we're a part of. Sweep the League Network and the Refocused Network, we're part of their network as well, so thank you so much to them. What do we need to say about our friends? Who has accomplished great things?
A lot of
now
people.
I'm forgetting everything. I know that, did we say that Chaz Wasserman won his fight?
I
feel like we missed that last week. He won
yeah.
in the co-main event. He got the knockout. I think it was in round 2. Came out unscarred.
Yeah.
And now he's back to posting all his like modeling photos on Instagram, which
attaboy, Chaz.
I scroll past very quickly if my wife's around. I'm like, yeah, we're not looking at these Chaz posts, this bastard. We have big fights, man. PFL Africa is this weekend. And of course, last week's guest, Franz Malambo, he's there in South Africa at Cape Town. And of course, in the main event of the Champion Series, which is on that card, we have Johnny Eblin, who's on the podcast as well.
Yep.
I have to show you something crazy, though, Bam Bam. Watch this. Okay. Hold on. Let me get rid of this banner here because it's going to block it. I'm on Wikipedia looking up PFL Africa.
Okay.
I don't know if you're going to be able to see it if you're on audio only, but if you look on the left-hand side, on the PFL Africa on Wikipedia, which is normally pretty accurate, it says a Bellator middleweight world championship bout between champion Johnny Eblin and Costello Van Steenis is scheduled.
Wow.
A Bellator middleweight world championship. Now,
this is insane.
That's because nobody has said there's a PFL title, but it's freaking, we are Tuesday, Bam Bam. It is Saturday.
Yeah.
And PFL has still not said.
The thing too, though, is like, you can't have him go in there with the Bellator belt like they did with Nurmagomedov. Like,
but they don't carry the belt in, right?
Yeah. Did they carry it on the walkout? Did they carry it on the walkout? They don't.
What do you mean walk out? Walk in?
Did he walk in, walk out when he's walking out?
Like, they got to give him a belt at the end of it.
Yeah, I would assume so.
What belt are they going to give him? Bam Bam, on percentage wise, what is the percentage you think that they're going to give him the Bellator title?
They're telling him to bring his Bellator title with him so they can hand it back to him. And I don't get it. So what if? Okay.
Well, I mean, that's the thing too. Where are they still making?
I don't want to put this in the air, but if the other person gets their hand raised,
which they will not,
but do they hand him his Bellator title that he?
No, he's not bringing when Bellator his belt.
Dude, they're not making a new Bellator belt.
Maybe they have extras left over, and they're like, hey, we still have some of the back. We're gonna get rid of these. That was part of the purchase agreement.
Yeah,
that is freaking crazy, though. But anyways, that's exciting. I will say, this guy was supposed to be on the podcast today, but I found out this is Luis Henderson or Hernandez. Sorry, Luis Hernandez. Wait, do you know him, or are you just reading it?
No, I'm just reading it.
But this is the guy, for those on audio only, that's the guy that won his fight at Tough Enough, and then Sean Strickland comes in and cold cocks him because he gave him the DX chop, right? So that guy's supposed to come on the podcast, but he couldn't come. Turns out he's a cop.
Yeah, I have seen that.
Yeah. Wait, how much have you researched this guy?
Nothing, but I saw an interview of him like talking about it afterwards, and he says he's a cop.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so he's a cop.
And he says he likes to, when he's in there, he gets to be free. He gets to be who he wants to be, and have like a little leeway. He's not a cop in there. He's a fighter.
Right.
So he's like, it just kind of came to me, it was in the moment. He's like, they were kind of talking mess.
Yeah.
And he's like, it just kind of happened.
Yeah, whatever. Who cares?
Yeah. But they asked him, like, are you going to file charges? He's like, I'm a cop. He's like, no, I'm not going to.
Are you going to call your buddies in Sean Strickland's neighborhood and tell them?
Yeah, as soon as they pull out.
Parking ticket.
Run the lights.
Yeah. Anyways, look, we're gonna have that guy on eventually because I'm very interested to talk with him. Anyways, he's obviously an up and comer. He's 8-0 or whatever, I think, in his pro career. So the dude's an up and comer. That's going to be interesting, but that's not yet. But we're going to save him for a little bit later. But we do have Mr. Maniac Marcus McGee coming on, so that's pretty cool. Awesome. Speaking about how weird the PFL is in potentially giving this guy the Bellator title, here's another thing that came up. Very funny. This is from my good buddy MMA_gains, who always does tracking stuff. Check out PFL's weird gains. They went from hold on, I can't see. I gotta get closer.
1.4 million followers
on December 31st.
December 31st to June 20th went to 4.5 million followers.
So they increased. Oh, no. And then he's also showing you the other increase, though. Look at that, because then he shows you December from 2023. So he shows you. So from December 2023 to December 2024, one whole year, they grow from 1 million to 1.4. So they grow 400K. That's post Ngannou time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So they grow 400K in 1 year. Now suddenly in 6 months, they've grown by 3 million, like 300% or whatever, however
someone's buying followers.
Another buying followers, man.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. There's no way.
Look, let me just tell you how the Fight Insight podcast is going to have 4 million followers in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it's pretty crazy though, right? Like, how does that?
Yeah, that big of a jump. That's not natural.
It's weird, man.
They
I
haven't
am
done anything really big or anything either for it to be jumping that high.
no nothing. No, absolutely nothing. Look, what do we want to talk about today? I've got.
I want to know what your conspiracy of the week is. Do we not have one?
My conspiracy of the week?
Yeah.
No.
I
I
got
don't
one
think I
for you.
have
Put
one.
up the sign. Put up the sign. I got one.
Okay, hold on. Do 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 do. Is my screen getting dark or is that you? No?
I don't
I think my computer's dying. Hold on.
All right. Bam Bam's conspiracy of the week.
Scratch that out.
That they will be handing a Bellator belt
Stupid.
to Eblin after he wins.
Yeah.
And wrapping a Bellator belt around his waist after he wins.
Insane if that happened. Dude, there's no freaking way that happens. Do you know how embarrassing that would be if that happens?
That's where they're. They're doing great at that right now.
Absolutely crazy
That's
how
my
bad that would be.
conspiracy.
Well, I like it. Let's look at a few things here. Talking about bad promotions, you got one championship. I know I sent this post to you, Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Holy crap! One championship is really in trouble. Like really in trouble.
Yeah.
I think the last 2 year-end shows that we've done, I've said ONE FC is going to bomb out this year. Okay, no, bomb out this year. They are so close now, man.
I don't get how they're even still going.
Dude, it is.
I don't understand.
And again, I love the fighters there. I love
Yeah.
the commentators, the announcers. It's all on the up and up, man. But it's
absolutely.
business moves. When you hear the people talking bad about them, you hear the fighters saying bad things, you know that there's something going on wrong with like just their management in general.
Yeah.
The picture I showed you up on here, like, you know, it's got a bunch of things, people can't read it. They've got $90 million of losses in 2023, 530 million in total losses since inception. Qatar Investment Authority is embarrassed and they've pulled out. The fighters are saying don't sign with ONE.
Yeah.
Multiple rounds of layoffs from their staff in 2024. Amazon Prime Video bails out. They're not renewing that deal. The U.S. shows on U.S. soil, those all got scrapped or postponed. Shatri, public outbursts, feuds with other fighters, promoters, right? Like every time I look, there's some other Asian promoter like calling them out. Their esports mobile game was a bust. The company's burning cash, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's just bad across the board. And like, you can't afford, like, this is why, like, we look at like our local promotions or we look at Octagon MMA, man, strengthen your base, strengthen your core.
There's a lot of fighters coming out that are going to be coming off ONE, some opportunities to get into like Octagon and all these other promotions.
Sure.
I saw UFC just signed one of their heavyweights that left. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bruschetta. I don't know, something like that.
Bruschetta,
yeah, whatever.
Delicious.
Yeah. But
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I mean, there's going to be a lot of free agent, but honestly, it's like, you know, we don't want to talk bad about it. We don't want to, you know, say negative things about it. We want these organizations to succeed. We want PFL to succeed.
Yep.
You know, we want them to do great. We want the fighters that are under their banner right now to have opportunities and get fights and make money.
Yep.
You know, it's not that we're just trashing these promotions. No, we want these promotions to do great, but they're also giving reasons for us to be questioning them and saying these things about them because, man, they are doing a sorry job at it right now. And it especially what's going on. I mean, we've been saying this for years. Like you said, end of the year thing is like, one's going under this year. And, you know, somehow they stay afloat. And I mean, if they're able to pull it together and make some real changes and make, you know, things happen and fulfill their debt and everything to the fighters and things like that, great. Like I said, we want them to succeed. We want them to do great. We want fighters to have more opportunities out there.
No, it's bad, man. And like I reached out to some guy who's like, I think he's like the former president of K1 or something like that.
Okay.
And because he was speaking out on it, saying, hey, let's work together or blah blah, or like saying something. And I was like, hey, do you want to come on the podcast? Like, it's crazy how like all the other promoters are like trying to seemingly like trying to help at stages
Yeah.
as well, but like just things are bombing. And yeah, and for the fighters, because like, and it's not even just for the fighters though. Like I said, like I've had on Mitch Chilson, the commentator from ONE FC, Nara, who sings our theme song, she's the
Yeah.
announcer, she's there for Friday night fights, and we've even had the translator Frank, who does all the translation, like he's been on the show. All these people rely on this promotion to run successfully on top of the fighters,
Yeah.
to be able to have places to do their thing, right? So like it's so important, and it's so crazy, man, that like things are going really bad.
Yeah.
And
You know what? I do know a guy who does. He won the Road to One for the kickboxing or Muay Thai.
Yep.
I should reach out to him and see what things are looking like.
What's up with his contract? That's what you want to ask.
Yeah.
We had on the girl that won Road to One like several years ago, Celeste Hansen.
Yeah.
She went off, fought several fights, won some, lost some, but in her last fight with them, kicked ass and did amazing. Next thing you know, she was fighting in some local promotion in Thailand. So I'm like,
Wow.
has ONE FC just let you go too? Like, we're like, what the hell? Like, you just
Yeah.
came off a good win. Like, why would they let you go?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
The thing is, this kid that I'm talking about, I mean, he's a real star. Like, he's got some star power, is doing great.
But what are you going to do though? Like, I would honestly, I would worry though. You win the Road to One, you could go there now and get stuck in a contract and not even fight.
Well, he's already won it. He's already fought for one again. You know, like
after he won the Road to One, then he fought.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So he's got to be in a contract.
What's his name?
I'll send it to you.
Oh, okay. You don't want to say it out loud, or you can't remember. Like, yeah, I mean, but it would be interesting to see. It would be interesting to see how many times he's fighting. And like, what's going on with that? Because
definitely be interesting to have him on too, talk to him and see, maybe he has some insight. So
yeah, until you see that he's got like a Japanese mafia behind him. Don't say anything bad, we'll kill you.
Yeah,
you better say how much you love this promotion. Yeah, I mean, I hope everybody's okay, man. But like, boy, oh boy, that news is coming out now, and it's like, getting hotter and hotter, and like, yeah. Not good, man. There's so many good fighters. And then the problem is, Bam Bam, these other promotions can't eat them all up. Right? Like,
That's true.
You can't, so then there's going to be fighters just with nowhere to go, Mm-hmm. But it's sad. It's too bad. Good luck to all those people. Look, speaking about bad luck, John Jones, Bam Bam, we should talk quickly on that. He's unretired.
Yeah.
Thoughts, comments?
What a fucking joke.
Is he still the heavyweight champion?
I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. It's like,
hold on. You're gonna
post it?
Hold on.
Oh, here we go.
It happens naturally, Bam Bam. Timmy B's Conspiracy of the Week. Dana White is going to reinstate John Jones as the heavyweight champion and downgrade Tom Aspinall to the interim champion once again. Because I don't understand how he retires. They strip him of the title, I guess.
Okay. So
but now he comes back 2 weeks later. Like,
here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying. Okay, so he did post like, it's good to be the hunter instead of the hunted. It feels good to be the hunter again instead of the hunted. So my guess is they give Tom Aspinall either the belt, or they make it like they're fighting, because they're going to fight each other, and they're going to make it where they're fighting for the official belt. So now
they're not going to fight each other.
Tom Aspinall is not the champion. It's like a
vacated
belt, and they're going to fight each other for the title.
No, but you can't though, because he is interim champion. So if you say the title is vacated, he's the champ.
Okay, so
there's only one way to do it.
Or they have Aspinall saying he's the champ, and then John Jones is the challenger coming in to fight him.
No, did you not hear the Timmy B Conspiracy of the Week?
No, so
Dana White is reinstating John Jones as the champion. That's what I guarantee that's what I foresee happening.
Yeah.
Or more likely, this whole thing is just a bunch of trash and stupidness.
What a hoax, though. Gosh. Ugh.
You got to be so upset though if you're Dana White, or if you're the UFC, or if you're Endeavor, or if you're the TKO.
You're them,
like,
think Tom Aspinall. What a fucking, like, I'd be furious. Like, he's waited all that time, bullshit. He knew he was gonna fucking retire, blah blah blah. He retires. Tom Aspinall's like, sweet, I'm gonna get a matchup. We're gonna get
fight
the fucking
forever.
heavyweight title division going again, blah blah blah. Within 2 weeks, I'm back, blah blah blah. Like, oh my god, dude, come on.
So stupid. I mean, here's the thing too
Then
that
just
I
fight
wish.
him. Then just schedule the fight and fight him like soon.
But
You've had plenty of time.
honestly, what I wish would happen, I wish Dana would just cut him and just go, you know what, we're just going to release you from the contract. Because what's the point, dude? Like, why have this
Not
on you?
gonna
And
happen.
I know that, but I'm just saying, like, it's just dumb. I mean, poor Tom Aspinall, right? He hasn't fought since July of 2024. So he hasn't fought in a year.
Yeah.
And with nothing lined up. Like, I mean, what are we hoping for, Bam Bam? That Derek Lewis puts on a good performance and then gets a title shot?
Title shot against who?
Against Aspinall.
Jones? Oh, well, no. I think they're talking. Aspinall said, I mean, there's people above him, like Cyril Gone, and some other
How
names.
many times does Cyril Gone get a title shot? No? Like, I feel like that's kind of weird too. I don't know, man. I mean, it's all a bunch of nonsense. Last thing we'll talk about, which is probably the most important, Bam Bam.
Okay.
UFC, the White House lawn, 2026. Bam Bam, will you come out of retirement / will you go back to fighting to fight in front of the President of the United States of America?
I'd do it if they want me to.
Dude, you get on that immediately.
If they'd have me.
They need a full American card, first of all. That card should be nothing but Americans, right? And you line them up, Republicans versus Democrats, right?
Yeah.
It would be the greatest freaking event ever. Because, you can do like, they've done Canada versus US way back in the day.
Yeah, I remember that.
Brazil versus
Brazil.
whatever.
Yeah.
Brazil versus whatever. They've done the team thing, whatever. You do Democrats versus Republicans. You get all the weakest fighters on the one side. You know what I mean? And then you get the Republicans and you fight it out. God damn, dude, that would be so crazy. What do you think about it, though, in general, UFC? Now, can I preface this by saying I did hear other things where Donald Trump said something along the lines of like amateur sports, pro sports, blah, blah. I don't think it's only UFC. I think the idea is that they will do sports at the White House. So like basketball, hockey, whatever. Because he was talking about a 25,000 audience, 25,000 viewers. That's a lot of people. That's like a hockey stadium, right? So if you build something, they will come. I just made up that term. And I think you could do. I think UFC would not be the only thing they're going to have on the White House lawn. I do think if UFC is the only thing on the White House, it's a little bit weird.
I will say too that I guarantee you it won't be, if UFC is going to be there, it's going to be just them that day. They won't.
Oh, of course.
Wait,
what? Yes. I don't think multiple sports on the same day.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm saying like maybe every couple months or something, they have some sort of sporting event.
I don't get it. What's the whole point of that?
It's because it's goddamn America.
Because America on the White House, baby.
America champion. No, I think. Look,
White House champion.
Oh my god, you're gonna have the White House title belt.
Yeah. This is America White House title belt. Let's go, brother. Only the cream.
I think it's first of all, Donald Trump has been associated with the UFC since the early days.
Yeah.
Right. For those of those that don't know, right? Like he was there back in the early days, the Trump Plaza Hotel, Atlantic City, giving Dana White a place to put this goddamn thing on.
Yeah.
He's also a huge time fight fan, right? Like a boxing guy. He's been at main boxing events and all that stuff. He fought Vince McMahon at a WrestleMania. Like he's an entertainer, right? He's a thing. But I think he understands the value of like sports and whatever. I mean, he's there at the National Wrestling Championships last year, right?
Yeah.
like he is a goddamn American, and he's like there for the sports and stuff. And I think sports, in truth, if you think about it, it supersedes political stuff, right? Like,
Yeah.
sport is meant for all people.
Yeah, no matter what. Yeah. No matter what
Right?
they believe, what they
Yeah,
follow.
race,
whatever.
religion,
What size,
creed,
yeah.
oath, doesn't matter. Sports is sports, and it's something that can band us all together.
Yeah.
I do think it's a good idea if you set up things like this to then transcend past his presidency, like to the next president, which will also be Republican, and then the next one probably Republican. But maybe down the road, if the Democrats ever win again, they could do it too. And I don't think it has to be. I don't think sports is a political party thing. It's not a partisan issue. It's sports.
Do they charge people? I mean,
to be there?
What do they do? Well, obviously they charge people to be there, right?
Yeah,
they charge people to come in, be there.
Yeah.
Does that money go where? To a charity? To a what? To anything?
Great idea, Bam Bam.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Charity. Why not?
I like that. Yeah.
Yep. Why not? Right?
Because it's on charity event. UFC charity event.
You could say, I mean, to be fair, you could say profits go to, right? So like, okay, so cover the costs, but then profits go to the charity. Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea, man. I think I like it. When you heard it, did you like it or no?
I thought it was cool. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool. Like if it was a real thing that was going to happen, I thought it'd be cool. I was like, dang, that would be cool to fight that.
Dude, it'd be freaking crazy. But definitely America versus America. I don't want to see one single Canadian on the card unless we're the 51st state by then. But I don't want to see one Canadian on the card. I don't want to see Brazilian. I don't want to see Japan. I don't want to see Korea. Nothing.
Yeah.
Only American fighters, preferably divided by political party standing. But if you can't do that, that's fine. But I think that would be freaking cool, man. I do think it would be really cool. Like, and I think that you can obviously find enough American fighters on the roster or whatever. You can definitely find enough people, and I think it'd be a cool event, man. But okay, so you're not against it?
No.
I spoke to a guy this morning who seemed very opposed to it.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Look, I like the idea. I think it's good.
Yeah.
Get if you freaking get on that card, I am walking you to the cage. Like I am in your corner, 100%.
All right.
Unless they check my passport. That
but
might be a problem.
No. You just throw on some jorts, cut off tee.
Yeah. All right. I think we're done, man. Look, we talked about everything pretty much. We got Marcus McGee on next week, which we're going to see whether he will fight Mario Bautista or not, because we asked Mario, right? Because I do want to see. I mean, like, look, he said they never talked about it, so I'm curious what goes in your head. Lucky Lauren Murphy this weekend, do not miss it. Franz Malambo, PFL Africa, do not miss it. Johnny Eblin retaining his Bellator championship this weekend, don't miss it. Very excited for all those people. Very, very excited. And Lucky Lauren Murphy, man, could not look better.
She's great. Yeah, she looks definitely fit. I've been following that Deep End Fitness that she's been doing, and I mean, it's got to be doing wonders for her conditioning and her mindset for sure.
Dude, it is very cool. I will say, you know what? I'll say it next time because now we're way too deep into the podcast. People have turned out. But I went for acupuncture this last weekend. I haven't done it in like forever. And I went to this guy. It was supposed to be like 110 minutes or something, I want to say, right? For $100 Canadian. Okay. Which I can then submit to my benefits or whatever. But $100 not bad for like almost 2 hours of treatment. It lasted 4 hours, the treatment. It was like, it was the greatest friggin' thing. If you are in the Markham, Toronto, Richmond Hill area, it was right near York University. If you're hearing this right now and you need a place to go, dude, hit me up. The guy did acupuncture all on my front. Then he gave like massage and like massage the organs and stuff like that. And like, he's like an old school, like Korean guy. Like it's this, like it felt legit.
Bro, you know, you got a massage in the front, huh?
Massaging the organs, does all this stretching stuff, whatever. Started like cracking some parts of me, whatever. Then I think it's over. And he goes, okay, turn over. Then he goes on the back, bap, 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 like needles everywhere, then does massage there, stretches and whatever there. I'm like, I got out. It was 4 hours later. My wife and I both got the treatment. I'm like, it was 4 hours? I thought someone broke into my car and changed the time. Dude, the greatest thing ever, man. Like, I'm like, guarantee going back to that dude. So anyways, I'll give him a shout out next week.
A good deal.
Dude, the best. It was crazy. I felt so good, man. I felt like I want to go fight someone immediately. Like, I felt so loose and ready. All right, my friend. Thank you so much, man. This was great. And thank you for setting it up with Lauren.
Of course. Happy to do it. Bye.